All right. Happy Friday. It is May 28th, and we are heading into Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, you guys have some plans. Maybe you're just going to chill out. Maybe you're going to get some work done. Who knows? Whatever you decide to do, hopefully it's successful. What we're going to do today, though, on this coffee talk, and I'm going to wait a little bit just to officially kick this off. This is our jam session. This is where we are going to dive into a topic. And today's topic is how to write good emails, even if you're not a good writer. I'm not a good writer, just saying, just throwing it out there. I'm going to share with you a framework that you can follow. I'm also going to share with you why I'm actually sharing this coffee talk topic and this question, and kind of giving you the details about the behind the scenes a little bit of when you write an email, you do need to write with a purpose, and you do need to have some things in place when you're writing it. You just don't want to randomly write it. And I'm going to share with you why I wrote an email this morning and what the framework was that I followed. So you'll be able to see that. So yes, I am wearing my Yankees baseball shirt. I know I'm going to get some people probably watching this either live or later that will give me a hard time, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. But that's what we're going to be doing today on this jam session, talking about how to write good emails, even if you're not a good writer. All right. Now, what I would like you to do, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments, are you currently writing emails? Are you currently writing emails to your email list? Let me know in the comments. What's up, Alejandro? What up, Professor? Apple and some glasses. No glasses today. I've been wearing them at night, though, watching the games on TV. Definitely help out with the TV. But just, I don't need him as much for close. So yeah, I guess I don't really think about him all that much. But okay. So, if you guys can let me know though, in the comments, are you currently writing emails? Let me know that. I'd like to see who is and who isn't. It doesn't matter if you're not yet. It's okay. We can always get started today. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be sharing that. Also, I did want to let anyone know that is watching this, that's inside of Brand Creators Academy. Next week, we are going to be doing a full email writing workshop that is going to be on June 3rd, which should be on a Thursday. And we're going to be doing that at 1:00 p.m. Eastern time. And what we're going to be doing is breaking it down. We're going to be breaking down the different types of emails, the welcome emails, kind of like getting you introduced to your subscriber, writing some goodwill emails to put them in a goodwill sequence. Again, building that know, like, and trust. And then from there, also talking about how to weave in some offers, but then also how to do direct offers, direct pitches. So that stuff will be happening during this workshop. So I'm really excited about that. If you are inside Brand Creators Academy, we just posted something this morning with the details on that, or actually it was yesterday, last night. I do have a video that I'm going to be posting this morning as well inside BCA that's going to break down the email that I wrote to my list this morning, and just giving you kind of a preview of what we're going to be doing inside this workshop. So really excited about that. So all right, let's kick this thing off. It looks like Ruth says, yes, I send a weekly email to my list. And yes, I know that, Ruth, because I'm on your list, because that's what all good teachers would do, is they would make sure that their students are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you are very, very actively. And I love that. And I think it's great. Hey, Ruth, if you're still on with us, let me know, what is your open rate typically right now that you're sending one email a week? I think it's at least one email a week, and you've done some promotions. I'm curious to know what that is. So if you could drop that in there, that would be amazing. Alejandro says emails equals connection with clients. Yes, this is absolutely true. And I'm going to share with you a story on something that happened to my son, which also inspired my email this morning, and how email incentivized him and got him to do something. And he's only 23. So it works even if you're not 50 years old. Some people think email is dead, or email is like the old AOL days. It's not. People are using email every single day. It's actually one of the number one drivers for business in most businesses, whether it's online or offline, if you're using it properly. So anyway, let's kick this Friday jam session off. I am gonna share my screen here when we get to it, but I'm gonna kick this thing off, and let me just make sure I got my notes up. And if you guys have any questions on writing email, let me know. All right. Oh, one other thing, real quick. I probably should have did this before. If you're not in Brand Creators Academy yet and you want to become part of our academy and you want to be part of this email writing workshop, we are going to be opening it to a private list of people starting next Monday up until Thursday. But you have to be on this list. And the way that you get on this list is you are going here and filling out a short little survey, brandcreatorsacademy.com. And yes, inside the academy, that's where we're going to be doing this workshop for the email writing workshop. So if you're interested, head on over to brandcreatorsacademy.com. All right. So let's get to it. All right. We're going to kick this thing off officially. How to write good emails, or no, I'm sorry. How to write emails if I'm not a good writer. Okay, good. All right. Welcome to another Friday jam session. Today, I'm excited. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is email. I mean, come on. You guys know by now. Been talking about email for a very long time. And well, the reason is because it works. It still works, guys. And if you are listening to this on the podcast or watching this on YouTube or watching this on Facebook, I want you to ask yourself, have you received an email and have done something in regards to that email? Meaning, have you went and purchased something, or have you even just went and shared something that you received in an email? I'm just curious. Think back. And I think you're probably going to say, yeah, I probably have. And who knows? Maybe you've received something from me, and maybe you've joined one of my workshops. Who knows? But email is definitely something that I am a huge fan of, and I'll continue to be. And it continually works. Today, what we're going to be talking about on this Friday jam session is going to be how to write emails, even if I'm not a good writer. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I get that question a lot, where it's like, Scott, I'm not a good writer. I don't know what to email my list, but I want to stay in touch with my email list because I know how important it is. But I just don't know how to get the email started. I don't know what to send them. I don't know if I should sell to them. I don't know how to build a good relationship with them. All of these things start to creep in, and then you don't send any emails. I will tell you this. If you do not send emails, you will not get traffic to your website. You will not get traffic to your offers, and you'll probably not make any sales. Just a hunch. All right. Because we have to send emails in order to show up in someone's inbox where they can do something that we suggest that they do or build that relationship with them. All right. Now, I'm going to be breaking down a simple framework. And this framework I've really kind of developed over the years for myself because I'm not a good writer. Okay. Even though I've, written probably at this point, thousands of emails, and I have written a book, I've written blog posts. I've done it. It hasn't been easy, but I have learned a really simple framework over the years to follow. And every time that I get ready to write an email, I use this formula. All right. I'm going to share that with you guys here today because I think it will help you. Now, inside of Brand Creators Academy, if you're listening to this on the podcast and you're part of the academy, at the time of me recording this, we are doing an email writing workshop where I'm going to be breaking down emails that I've written in 3 different niches. All right. And I'm going to share with you like a welcome sequence where it's kind of like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Scott and I want to get to know you a little bit more. And you build that relationship. Also weekly emails, how to write broadcast messages and how to follow this framework, how to weave in offers, and then also how to direct promote, like how to directly pitch something without looking sleazy. So all that stuff's happening in the academy. If you're part of the academy, it's going to be inside of the members portal. So make sure you look for that. It's email writing workshop. If you're not part of that and you want to get access to that, definitely head on over to brandcreatorsacademy.com and you can fill out a short survey there. And then when we do open up invitations to join, you'll receive that invite. All right. So That's what we're going to be doing. I'm really excited about that, by the way. I love, love, love talking email, sharing with email, but also I like looking at other people's, some of our students' emails and really giving some feedback. I enjoy that. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. All right. So let's kind of kick this thing off. I came up with an idea yesterday, the time of recording this. It was yesterday. It was before Memorial Day. Okay. Memorial Day weekend. And we know that we're all going to get hit with Memorial Day sales and specials and all of this stuff, right? And in my head, I did not have, okay, let's do a Memorial Day special. Although it's a great idea and it's a great way for you to have an excuse to do a promotion. So, whether you're doing it for Memorial Day or Easter or heck, your own birthday, doesn't matter. You just need a reason to do it. But the other day, actually it was yesterday, I came home from beach volleyball practice with my daughter, which we're going about 5 days a week with that. And I get home and my son said, my son who's 23, his name is Scotty. And he's like, hey, check out what I got. And he shows this bottle of vodka. Now I'm not a vodka drinker. He's not a drinker. Just to be clear, we're not a drinking family, although we like to have a drink around the pool every now and then. So he's like, yeah, I got an email and it said if you spent $10 or more, you'd get one of those free little mini bottles on the way out that you always see for like $5. You get it for a penny. So it was a little draw and he received that email. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty clever. And let me just back up for a second. How old are you, Scotty? And he's like 23. I knew it, but I was just being smart. And I go, okay, and you received an email and you opened it and then you were incentivized to go in and buy something. And he says, yeah. And I said, okay, well there, we just debunked that. When people say that email is dead, number one, not dead. Number two, it's only for the older people. Not true. He's 23. So it clearly works, right? And if it's done right. Okay. Now, as he's explaining this to me, my marketing mind is going to work. Number one, I'm commending the company that did that, the brick and mortar, but I'm also thinking this is a story I could share. This is a story that I could share with my email list about email because that's what I talk about, right? But I didn't know how I would talk about the story or share the story, but I always try to find the story. So one of the first pieces, and what I'm going to do here now, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you're not going to see me doing this right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to walk through these bullet points of kind of how I formulated this email that I just sent out to my list. And I'll talk about the reasoning and all of that stuff and kind of how it just came to be. Okay. So if you're listening to this on a podcast, you want to watch the video of this podcast, you can just go to the show notes to this episode and I'll embed it there. So let me go ahead and add it. I'm calling this the email writing formula. I know it's pretty original, right? Not really. So the very first thing that we're doing when we're going to write an email is we just need to think about a topic. What is the topic that we want to write about? Now, for me, I like talking about writing email, building an email list, creating content, because that goes with brand creators. It goes with Brand Creators Academy. It goes with what we are doing to build our brands. I believe in it. It's what I'm doing. I'm practicing what I'm preaching, all of that, right? So writing email, I wanted that to be this topic. And the reason why I wanted it to be this topic in this email that I was writing is because we're about to do an email writing workshop. Okay. So because we're doing an email writing workshop, I want to bring attention to that. Number one, for our members inside of the academy, because that's what we're doing for them. But I also want people that are not a member yet to also hear about it. And I want to educate people more on email writing. Even if they never buy anything from me, I want them to learn more about email writing. So email writing is the topic. It's not my title of the email. It's my topic. So you got to come up with a topic. You don't want 5 different topics. You want one topic. It's generally what you want. Okay. So I'm using a story usually to start and lead off the email. Okay. And in this case, I came up with the story that my son had shared with me. And I also wanted to share the story of how it used to be hard, but now it's easy. Okay. And what I mean by that is it used to be hard to get attention in your market years ago before email, and now we have this tool. Why not use it, kind of thing? So I'm making notes here on my little checklist here. Okay, so I'm using a story, how it used to be hard, but now it's easy. It's the best way I've used to sell my products, which it is. And then I just put a note here. Scotty received an email about Memorial Day sale and made him go in to get offer. He's 23. So that was just like that's like the framework, right? Like that's what I'm going to base this email off of. Okay. Now I did this in my mind. I didn't do this necessarily on a little sheet of paper like this, but I wanted to show you the thought process. Now the benefit, now we got to think about the benefit. We share the story, then we want to weave in a benefit. And the benefit is really like sending emails builds know, like, and trust. That's the know, like, and trust factor, as I call it, that allows you and sets you up to sell products without you seeming like you're selling products or being sleazy, right? And so we have to know that. We have to know what is the benefit for the person reading this. The person reading this is going to say, Scott, yes, that's great. Thanks for allowing me to understand and teaching me what it's like to send email, because I just thought email was for like corporate companies. And I'm so glad that you're talking about building know, like, and trust, because I trust you and I receive your emails. So I'd like to do that in my market, right? So there's a lesson baked in there. We're giving them the benefit of sending email. So if I send email, I'm probably going to get more traffic. If I get more traffic, it's probably going to increase the chances of me selling something. That makes sense. You're going to nod your head and go, makes sense. That means when you're shaking your head that you're agreeing. And if you agree with me, now we're connected a little bit more, right? So we're using a story to set up the email, right? It leads you in with a story that you can potentially relate to, but you understand it because we learn better through story, okay? And you get to relate to me, right? So if you heard me say, you know, I like to, every now and then we like to have a drink around the pool. Now you may say, I'm against alcohol, I'm against drinks. And you know what? If you're on my list, we might not be a great fit. Now, I'm not saying you have to drink in order to be one of my friends at all. I mean, I was, growing up with my mother who was a recovering alcoholic. So I respect it, but I also don't want people thinking that I'm promoting that. I think occasionally it's cool, right? But if you're going to offend someone, I wouldn't want someone to not know that I had a drink every now and then we meet in person and they're like, oh, I thought you didn't drink. I don't like you. I would never want to not be who I am. So the point here is be who you are. Do not try to be someone you're not. Okay. So the story, it connects you, right? It shows you that you are like someone or they're like you. It also allows them to go, oh, wow, he's got a 23-year-old son. Huh. Wow. Okay, cool. Oh, wow. He hangs out with his son. That's cool. Oh, they hang out by the pool. I like doing that too. We're kind of we got a lot in common. Oh, that's cool. And when I share stuff about going to beach volleyball with my 13-year-old, you're like, oh, cool. He takes time and watches his kids' stuff. Oh, cool. I want to be like that, or I do that. So it makes it where we're connecting, although I'm still weaving in email, right? So email writing is the theme of this, but I'm using a story to demonstrate the benefits. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the CTA, the call to action. The call to action in this email, is letting people know that I'm doing a workshop next week for our members in BCA. If you're in BCA, you're going to be able to be a part of that. If you're not, then you should go here and fill out this survey, this application, to make sure that you're the right fit. And if you'll get you'll get the details on how you can join. Like, that's it. That's the pitch. So it's kind of like, we have this thing called Brand Creators Academy. If you didn't know, we do training in there. We do calls in there. We do support calls in there. We do, trainings, all of this stuff, right? Just in case you didn't know. And we're doing one next week, all on email writing for 2 hours, where I'm going to be breaking down my own emails and other students' emails. And we're going to be going through and kind of learning this process. And if you're in BCA, that's coming. And if you're not in BCA, if you want to be a part of it, here it is. That's it. It's as simple as that, right? Now, there's other emails that I send, and I'll be teaching this in the email writing workshop. There's other emails I send that don't have a call to action to go buy something or even join something. It's maybe go watch a YouTube video, or it's go check out this blog post. And that's really to give value and build the goodwill. Okay. But also, once you consume another piece of content that delivered value to you, it also increases the level of goodwill and trust. And then what does that do? Maybe 3 months from now, you want to join, or maybe you want to attend one of our other workshops or something like that, right? So you have to constantly be showing up with value. And then you can, have the ability to make, offers or pitches, if you will. Okay. So choose a topic. In my case, it was writing email. Use a story. I used my son's story about how he got sold in an email, and I turned that into a lesson. The benefit is if you have an email list, there's a good chance that you're going to get more traffic. If you get more traffic, there's a good chance you're going to make more sales. And the call to action is, we're going to be doing a workshop. If you want to be a part of that and you're not part of BCA, go here to apply. Done. Right? So that's the framework. Pretty simple to follow. Now, I'm not going to go through and read this entire email. I actually just did this for BCA, our members. I just recorded a video after I wrote this email explaining all of the psychology behind it and all that. But the title of this email was, "This Email Worked on 23-Year-Old Kid." So again, the email writing formula starts with choosing a topic. It's writing email. But I don't want to just say this email is about writing email. Right? You need to have that open, or you want to create a subject line that gets curiosity, but also speaks to the person that might be interested in that. So in this case, this email worked. If you're on my email list, there's a good chance that you've heard me talk about email. And that means that if I put an email out there that says this email worked, you want to know what worked, how did it work? You want to know more about it. And then when I throw in on a 23-year-old kid, that just increases the curiosity, right? And I'll just read the very beginning of this. It just says, "Yesterday afternoon, I was talking to my son, who happens to be 23 years old, and bought a bottle of vodka for Memorial Day weekend. Let me be very clear. We're not a drinking family, but we do have an occasional drink around the pool. Smiley face. This weekend, it's Memorial Day, and my son received an email that was promoting a special. Spend $10 and receive any mini bottle for a penny. This email reminded him it was Memorial Day and incentivized him to come in to their store. Did it work? Yes. When people say that the younger generation does not read email, they are wrong, all caps. I think I just gave you proof of that. But most businesses are not sending email, and that's either because they don't think they have time, or they don't want, or they don't know what to write, or they don't have a list yet, or they think that email marketing is dead. It's clearly not. This is why I've been preaching email forever, and will continue to. And then I go into more about why email works. But then I start talking about, that's why I also decided to do a specialized workshop for Brand Creators Academy, right? And then we start getting into the call to action. Okay. So that's the email writing formula. I wanted to share it with you. Use this again, whether you join BCA or one of my workshops in the future, or purchase anything from me ever, doesn't matter. There's enough people out there that will, and the other people that don't, it's okay. I still want to help people, right? And that's what you should be also doing. You do not have to have everyone purchase from you. You do need to spread the goodwill. If you do that, you're going to build a know, like, and trust, and that person could refer you to someone that does join or that does buy something. So never overestimate the power of word of mouth. I don't care if it's online, offline, it works. You want to be talked about. You want to show up and deliver true value. And that's what I'm doing right here on the podcast, on these Facebook Lives. Again, I'm showing up and teaching you this because this here has worked for me. And to be quite honest with you, I have sold most of my stuff. I would say 85, 90% of my stuff through email. Okay. It's been through email. And that's going back into the photography days of brick and mortar, to my online digital photography stuff, even some of my Amazon stuff, e-commerce type related physical product stuff. All of that stuff has always injected sales. So again, if you're on the fence about writing email, you should really consider it. It does not have to be hard. And take it from me, someone that was not good in school, barely passing. And now I'm writing emails for a living pretty much. It's pretty crazy. And now I'm teaching it. So pretty cool. All right. So hopefully this helped you. Here's what I'm going to do now, because this is what we do on our Friday jam sessions. If you want to hang around and listen in, you're more than welcome to. I will continue to roll the footage here, but we're going to go ahead and open this up for some Q&A on our Friday jam session. If you want to be part of our Friday jam session, which is free, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com, and you can join us over there. All right. There's some cool resources there. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we got. All right. Here we go. Oh, Ruth had come back in. And if you guys are just tuning in, Ruth had, I'd asked her what her open rate was. She's got a list of 3,700. And she said my open rate is around 18% on the list of 3,700 that I cleaned of cold subscribers about a month ago. All right, cool. And if Ruth, if you're still on with us, is that after you sent to the unopens? Just curious. That's another little trick that we use that it works really well. Okay. Alejandro, how often should we clean our list, and what is the criteria to delete them? Great question. If you want to clean your list, meaning get rid of inactive subscribers, ConvertKit makes it really easy to see who is cold and who is warm. What I would do is I would send, and how often? I would say about every 60 to 90 days. And what I would do is I would send out an email to just the cold subscribers and then just ask an open-ended question like, are you still interested in catching more bass? Question mark. And then if they open it, we know that they're interested. Now they're reactivated. If they don't open it, we know they're not interested anymore. And I would send out a few of those to the cold for maybe the duration of like a week. And then from there, I would archive them. Meaning I would export that list, put it off of my email provider, and then I would keep that in a safe place, because what you can always do is take that list now, upload it to Facebook, run a custom audience of those people, and then try to get them to re-opt in with something else that might be more of interest to them. But make sure that you always archive that list. Which copywriter would you recommend we should take a look at for inspiration or even instruction? Well, Alejandro, copywriting, depending on what you're doing, there's a lot of copywriters out there. And I would say what I generally do is I just look at people that inspire me or get me to open emails that I find interesting, and I learn from that. And I would look at other sales pages or other ad copy that, again, got your attention that you like, and I would just model that. As far as like copywriter, I have not really taken any copywriting classes or training, so I wouldn't know where to send you for that. But I wouldn't get too tied up in that either, because then it can become unnatural. Meaning you're going to start writing because they say that you should add this writing formula, and then you're going to try to fit it in when it might not fit. So I'd be careful with having a copywriter. When creating Facebook ads, what are examples of interest groups we should make in the bass fishing market as an example? So when you're creating Facebook ads, okay, so I think with what you're saying is, how do you come up with audiences that you're trying to target? A simple way of doing that is to, yes, go after either influencers in your market that have a big enough audience that will show up in the interests, or maybe it is certain organizations or groups. There's a lot that you can choose from in that Facebook ad interest area. The other thing to test is, and we've done this with success, is, and it sounds really strange, but you just don't target anyone. All you do is you put in a criteria like men between 30 and 50, and then I would title that untargeted, and I would put my stuff out to those people. Facebook will look for people that are going to resonate with what you're offering in the ad. So far, that's one of our best converting audiences right now in the last 30 days. So something to test. But we do also have audiences that we look at for like interests. But it takes testing, Alejandro. What's up, Karen? Good morning. Good to see you. Alpondra says, sucks that you haven't had a workshop in a while. Another thing that sucks are the Yankees. That is great. They're not sucking that right now. They're actually doing pretty well. I think they're still over 500. Excuse me. But that's hysterical. And I love that. And as far as, that I haven't done a workshop in a while. Yeah, we're really right now, focusing on BCA. But also, I mean, selfishly, we're just taking a little bit of a break from doing a full-fledged workshop externally. Now this email writing one may turn into an external one, but right now, we're just going to be doing it for inside of Brand Creators Academy, which is another reason why you should probably think about joining Brand Creators Academy. Totally affordable. And you're going to be surrounded with other like-minded people, and you're going to get all of the trainings and all of the support that you need. So there you go. Let's see. Okay. So, are you planning to do this workshop for non-BCA eventually? Possibly. I think I just answered that. I wonder if the email received by Scotty had the same formula you just illustrated. Now, I didn't look at it, so I can't tell you that. I probably should. But regardless, it was delivered to his inbox. He opened it, and from there, he decided to take them up on that offer. I'm going to probably say it's not as story-based as it could be, and that it should be. And I think that's where these smaller businesses could really shine. So probably not. Michael Kim, will you go over in the webinar next week on how to survey for email lists to see what lead magnets or digital products they would be interested in? Michael, we definitely can do that. I've talked about this with writing the naked email, which we'll probably go over that once again. But the simple process there is to just ask. And then from there, you'll see what your open rate is. You'll see what the click-through rate is. That's how you can see what is resonating with your list. For me, I know email is, content is, and I know digital products is. Now, it used to be Amazon stuff, right? Now we've since changed that. Our list has been starting to build through brand building versus Amazon stuff. All right. So, and Ruth says, yes, always send to unopens a day or two later. Perfect. So that's 18% with doing that. And that's about normal. Let's see here. Okay. How do you share a clean link for lead magnet on email? And I'm not sure what you mean by how do you share a clean link for the lead magnet on an email. Do you mean how do you add a link inside your lead magnet? I'm not quite sure what that question means. If you could explain that maybe. Plans for the weekend. Yes, I have plans. We have 2 tournaments, Saturday and Sunday, but the cool thing is they're local. So we won't have to do a lot of traveling, about 30 minutes away. Let's see. How long did it take for you to get comfortable with writing emails? It's still not comfortable, to be honest with you. I mean, it's more comfortable now that I don't want to say I don't care. Well, I don't care if I don't look smart, right? I don't care if someone looks at it and go, oh, made a spelling error. Oh, made a punctuation error. Or, oh, he used the word got and he shouldn't have, because you have an English teacher that's reading my emails, right? I've let that stuff go. So that's where it's become easier for sure. Not ConvertKit link your website URL. Well, inside of ConvertKit, you're going to use their link feature and you're just going to put in the website URL that you want. How was Wilmington? Wilmington was fantastic. Really great place. And actually, my daughter, Kayla, is looking at UNCW potentially down the line. I mean, she's got 5 years, but it's a beautiful campus, great area. We like it. Should every email have a story? It doesn't necessarily have to have a story, but it has to have a reason. Okay. It has to have a reason why you're sending it. Why did you decide to send the email? What made you wake up that day and go, I got to send this email to my list? You know what I mean? Like, that's, people want to know the reason why. Why are you having a sale? right? Why did you decide to run a promotion? Just because you wanted to make money? Or is it because it was Memorial Day and you wanted to do something because you're doing an upcoming workshop and you wanted to give people the opportunity to join? Like, you have to have a reason for the email, and that helps sometimes with a story, right? So my email this morning was written about the story about my son, and that also made me share why email is important and how it worked, kind of thing. All right. Okay. I think that is it for this jam session. We are going to be doing a Monday mindset. So again, if you're listening to this on the podcast, on Mondays, we do Monday mindset here on the podcast as well, but you can also hear it over on the coffee talks when we do those before it actually airs. You can find them over at takeactioncrew.com. That's where you can be part of the morning crew. All right. So So if you guys have any other questions, you guys want me to do something for a Friday jam session, drop it in the comments or shoot me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. I mean, I don't post much on Instagram, but I do check my DMs every now and then. So if you did want to contact me there, you could. But yeah, let me know. Is there anything else that you would like me to cover on an upcoming jam session? And as far as that goes, guys, get out there and start writing some emails. It doesn't have to be hard. And if you are inside of Brand Creators Academy, make sure that you go through the email writing workshop that we have created, because by the time you listen to this, it will have been created. All right. So brandcreatorsacademy.com if you want more information on that. And other than that, as always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. Take care, guys.